This presentation explains how information security governance and risk management are communicated to executive leadership using Microsoft as a real world case study. The structure and approach align with governance and risk management principles discussed by Whitman and Mattern and the NIST risk management framework. Effective security governance depends on clearly identifying who is involved in risk decisions and communication. Internally, the board and executives set risk tolerance and priorities, while the CISO and security teams manage implementation. Legal and compliance ensure alignment with regulatory expectations. Externally, regulators and partners influence governance requirements. This layered stakeholder model reflects enterprise governance principles outlined by Whitman and Mattern. Each role has a distinct responsibility in the governance process. Clear accountability ensures risk information flows upward to decision makers in a consistent and defensible way. Whitman and Mattern emphasize that governance fails most often when responsibilities are unclear, and poorly communicated. The RACI matrix clarifies who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for each governance activity. This prevents confusion during incidents and supports timely executive reporting. RACI models are widely considered as a best practice for governance, clarity, and communication efficiency. IT governance ensures security decisions support organizational objectives, while information assurance confirms that controls are working as intended. Together, they allow executives to evaluate cybersecurity investments in terms of risk reduction and business impact rather than technical detail. Risk prioritization is based on the likelihood and impact using the NIST risk management framework. Identity-based attacks rank highest due to their ability to bypass traditional defenses and cause widespread damage. NIST RMF provides a structured method for consistently evaluating and communicating these risks to leadership. The recommended controls directly address the highest priority risks. These controls align with secure by design and zero trust principles and reflect governance improvements Microsoft emphasized through its Secure Future initiative following the Midnight Blizzard incident. This slide outlines the estimated annual cost of implementing the recommended governance controls. The total investment of approximately $620,000 includes identity security tools such as multi-factor authentication and privileged access management, security staffing and training, centralized monitoring platforms, and governance and compliance activities. These costs represent both technology and labor required to operate the controls effectively. Identifying related tools account for the largest portion of the cost because they directly mitigate the highest priority risks identified on the previous slide. Framing security costs this way allows executive leadership to compare the investment against the potential financial, regulatory, and reputational impact of a major security incident. This cost-informed approach aligns with the NIST risk management framework and the governance principles as described by Whitman and Mattern. Effective governance translates technical risk into information executives can act on. Using consistent frameworks and clear rules improves transparency and defensibility in risk acceptance decisions. This slide highlights core lessons from the case. Strong information security governance requires clear stakeholder accountability, risk-based prioritization using established frameworks, and cost-justified decision-making. The Microsoft case shows that when governance, risk, and communication are aligned, organizations are better positioned to manage complex cyber threats.